What is the problem?
Sir, yes, we will connect within a minute, sir.
Okay.
They are sharing to the Facebook group now. Good noon, everybody. In this first day of 2 days international symposium on environment and Vedic wisdom, I welcome Dr. K.P. Vishwanatha, Vice Chancellor of Agricultural University, MPKV Rahuri. I am highly obliged to you, sir, because you were at our institution in 2017 to inaugurate the seed exhibition. So we are highly obliged to your presence. And after that, you introduce the seed registration center at Pune. Earlier, it was at NBPGR Delhi only. So that was because of you. The center was located nowadays in Pune. So Dr. K.P. Vishwanatha is a highly motivated personality for the farmers as well as for the educationists who always implements the things that are suitable for the upcoming conditions of the farmers and climatic conditions. So without taking much ado, I request Dr. K.P. Vishwanatha to address the conference to this moment. Thank you, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Patil, and all the esteemed guests and participants. I'm very happy to participate and speak in front of the great personalities like Madam Vandana Shiva, and tomorrow we will be listening Dr. Shri Anna Hazare and the great people like Vice Chancellor Professor Jayant Sonwalkar and Bruce Johnson from Australia and Ulrich Berg from Germany on the importance of Vedic wisdom. And the topic given to me, I think, is on environmental challenges. First of all, I am speaking from the point of view of farmer as an agricultural scientist, because as all of us know, India is a agrarian country. Majority of the Indian population are depending on agriculture, including Maharashtra. And slowly the percentage of dependence of agriculture, people on agriculture is coming down. And it is around 52 or 54%. And then slowly we are urbanizing and the people are moving to urban areas. And today, 5th June, is the World Environment Day, which was started almost in 1972 by the United Nations General Assembly. And the first World Environment Day started in Stockholm by in 1974. Then onwards, every year, 5th June, the whole world, more than 143 countries are celebrating World Environment Day. And each year, they are giving one theme. And each year, 1 or 2 countries will be hosting. And India also hosted this World Environment Day in 2 years back in 2018. And that year, the theme of the Environment Day was how to beat the environment pollution, the plastic pollution. And myself from Mahatma Phule Krishi Vidyapit as a Vice Chancellor, basically I'm a son of a farmer. My father, grandfathers, they used to do farming. And as a naturally, I was interested in agriculture. In the year 1972, after my 12th, or 11th or 12th those days, joined Agricultural University as a BSc Agri student. 76, after I finished my graduation in Bangalore. Afterwards, I entered UAS Dharwad. I finished my MSc Agri. From 1978 till now, I have been working in Agricultural University. So far, I have worked in 5 agricultural universities of Karnataka and 2 agricultural universities of Maharashtra, Rahuri. I was also holding additional charge of BSKKV, Dapoli, Konkan Krishi Vidya. With you on this day about what is agriculture and environment. Friends, we all know India, when we got independence, we were around 33 crore population. And most of you, those who are, I think, above 50 or 60, you have spent your childhood days, because I was the one was born in 1955, and from 1960 to 70, I finished my school days. In that 1960, that is called Dashak, that 60s, was a very horrible period for India. I remember when we were in school, Lal Bahadur Shastri, our then Prime Minister, used to call in the radio that we should stop 1 meal a week because of shortage of food. And we were producing around 50 million tons of food for the whole country. And we were depending on different countries like America, Canada for our own food survival. That was the condition. Thanks to the initiation of the then Finance Minister, Kastu Subramaniam, and Jagjeevan Ram, our Anna Sahib Shinde of our Maharashtra, they all started the initiation with the help of Norman Borlaug at the global level, and Dr. M.S. Swaminathan at the Indian level. They have started Green Revolution. Those were the days we wanted to produce more of food. Those were the days. The slogan was grow more food, grow more food. That was the slogan. And slowly we introduced several exotic varieties and started utilizing fertilizer. And slowly we started increasing our food production from 50 million ton gradually. Today, we are producing almost 296 million tons of food grains and more than 310 million tons of fruits and vegetables, more than 180 million tons of milk, and huge production of fish and many other things. And we have achieved several revolutions: green revolution, white revolution, blue revolution, yellow revolution, even oil seeds. Up to 2016, we were shortage of pulses. Now 2016 onwards, pulses also we are producing enough. But the question is, at what cost? We have totally neglected our environment. See, the topic given to me is the environmental challenges. What are the challenges of I am speaking only from agricultural point of view and also the present scenario what we have today. Friends, the environmental challenges means the first and foremost, the imbalance that is happening is the climate change. And climate change, you are seeing every alternate year drought, and every year we are facing drought in one place, floods in other place. I remember before Green Revolution, we used to see the rains also attached to each nakshatra, stars. And usually they used to predict at least 80 to 90% of prediction was happening, and we used to get good rains. Of course, there earlier also there were famine, there were too many droughts and all. But nowadays, because of our recklessness, because of our negligence, what has happened? The most important thing is the climate change or the global warming. And we shall analyze one by one. What is global warming? Global warming is the rise in temperature. The rise in temperature is due to greenhouse gas effects. Number one is carbon dioxide that we are emitting, and nitrous oxide, and also ozone. And this greenhouse gas effect is the main reason for the global warming. And as a result, the polar ices in the Arctic, or what we call the polar, it is melting. There is the threat of increasing in this one, the sea level. And also, we are facing several other problems. And India, very shortly, we are overtaking China. And in the last 73 years, we have added more than 100 crores to this country. We were 33 crores. Now we are around more than 133 crores today. And there was a need for us to produce more. We are producing. But there is somewhere the difference. Somewhere there is something mistake has happened. But most of us are not realizing it. It is very pertinent, very timely that we need to realize and correct it at present, unless we have to pay the cost. See, there was a saying, I think Mahatma Gandhi used to say, Earth provides, what is happening today is the people, consumerism, we people are going behind greediness in the production of enhancing the development, economic growth, economic thing. And development at what cost? So I will not talk about the urbanization, so many other things. We will just talk about the global warming, climate change, it's affected, and also the air pollution and water pollution. Friends, I remember when I was in high school, we used to travel every day 4.5 kilometers from my village, house to school. And while walking, we used to drink the water in the nearby the water bodies, either well or in the zari, what we call the water bodies. But today, we can't afford to drink such open water. So we have polluted water, and we have polluted our air. Air pollution is another thing. So the main important thing is climate change because of the temperature, and the natural resources like land degradation and water pollution and air pollution. I am just touching these important 4 points because otherwise it takes very much long time. See, as an agricultural scientist, we are people, we have a group of people, then there are so many NGOs and people like Vandana Shivan, where development should not be at the cost of our environment. So we have been telling our farmers not to apply fertilizer and pesticides recklessly. What has happened, if you see, I remember there is a package of practices in every university gives. There we will say for every crop you apply 10 to 12, 15 or 5 tons of fertile manure or farmyard manure. We people have stopped applying farmyard manure because they have stopped animal husbandry. Indian agriculture is a typical thing. Before Green Revolution, entire country agriculture was organic farming. There was no fertilizer. And we, the people, we pressurized our farmers to change their variety, change their crop, and started applying fertilizer. But as a result, what happened in the last 30, 40 years, the farmers stopped applying natural manure like farmyard manure, compost, green manure. They're dependent on, today, the present agriculture, Indian agriculture is fertilizer dependent. It's most unfortunate. So my appeal to this one is, let us be little cautious in doing agriculture also, because we have been telling everywhere since last 2-3 years, we have started introducing soil health cards. The meaning or the purpose of soil health card is the farmer should test the soil based on the need of the deficiency of the nutrient. They have to apply the fertilizer. But what is happening? Farmers are every year, before the start of the monsoon, before the sowing, they are going to the fertilizer, dumping the fertilizers, irrespective of, without testing the soil. So my appeal to our farmers is, let us, I know it is suddenly very difficult. Some people are asking, they will ask, can we suddenly come back to organic farming? No, it is not possible. But because we need to feed 133 crore population. So what do we need to? We need to do agriculture in a responsible way. Responsible way means our request to all the farmers, let us first test the soil test, find out the health condition. What is happening? We have been observing the soil organic carbon, which was supposed to be more than 1% or even average of 2% before Green Revolution, or now the soil organic carbon of general dryland farmers, dryland farming especially, it is less than 0.5, it is 0.4, 0.2, 0.3. And people are struggling to enhance the organic carbon level from 0.2 to 0.3 to 0.5. So the carbon content, carbon, which is supposed to be in the soil, is there in the atmosphere. So the reason for which is, we are using transportation, burning all the biomass, and most of the farmers, even sugarcane farmers, are burning trashes. Punjab and Haryana farmers are burning the crop residue, and carbon dioxide is entering, and we are increasing. The carbon dioxide level, which was around 350, now it has crossed more than 430, 450 ppm, and it is very dangerous. As a result, the global warming is happening. Why we got, this year we got two, this was just last month, Bengal and Orissa, they got the cyclone, and even the Alibag and Mumbai area, we received this one. That is because of the climate change, because of this. Why this happens? Because of the global warming, all the air that is there in the atmosphere will get heated up, and it goes up. Means it goes beyond this one, and there is a pressure created. And to make it this one nature, the cyclone creates, and we are facing cyclones, and as a result, it's a very horrible thing we are facing. So that is one about the global warming. My request to all the farmers, all the agricultural scientists who are advising the farmers, let us be judicial, and first thing is, we should ban burning of anything. Unless you see, people, they something they think it is a waste, and they will put it into the outside and they will burn. And Punjab and Haryana farmers, they want their lands to be clear. They will within short time they will burn. So first and foremost thing is, we should ban burning. Of course, transportation, we have to this one. Again, there also we need to utilize, we need to be cautious in utilizing the carbon emission. Carbon emission, each activity there is a carbon dioxide emission. It will be inevitable. Chodke. Except that we have to reduce the carbon dioxide emission. That is the first and foremost thing. And the second most important thing is the water pollution. What is happening? We are depleting the groundwater, and irrigation also. Irrigation also. Yeah, I think somebody. Okay. In the irrigation area, we are exploiting. Let us take the example of Maharashtra. In spite of all these efforts, irrigation department with all the canal and all, we are not able to extend the irrigation area beyond 20%. So majority of our farmers are depending on rain-fed irrigation. So that is another thing. Third is deforestation. That means deforestation means usually the 33% is the recommended, or what we can say is the for to have a balance of the forest area. So Maharashtra is having only 13% and less. So because of the deforestation, and we are losing biodiversity. Biodiversity, if you take in terms of different way, biodiversity of microorganisms, we are, because of the low carbon content, we are losing the biodiversity of the microorganisms in the soil, and we are losing the biodiversity of our own crop varieties. You know, in the Nandurbar, we have this one, several varieties farmers are conserved. But when you compare to 50 years back, our fathers, forefathers, they had a very good number of varieties. Where are they? Because we are depending on high-yielding varieties, even cotton, and we are depending on BT cotton. And the most 95-97% of the area is BT cotton. And all the varieties, the different herbarium, herbaceum, and herbadens, all these all vanished, only depending on this one. Because of these, we are losing the biodiversity. We are losing the, and in a general estimate, they are telling within very shortly there is a danger more than 1 million species is going to be extinct. That is the very dangerous thing. And because of the reckless use of pesticide, most of the beneficial insects, especially the honeybee and also madhumashi, we are beneficial insects. We are killing it. So that way we are creating imbalances in. First is reckless use of fertilizer without soil testing, and also reckless use of pesticide is another cause for this one. And also next thing is what is happening is the waste management, solid waste. I told you, we earlier when we got independence, 80% of our people were on agriculture. Now it has come down to 52-53%. Remaining people are moving to urban areas. Every year we are harvesting grains, fruits, vegetable, everything, and we are sending to cities. And in city, maybe Pune, Nagpur, Mumbai, major cities, even district headquarters, municipalities, and there we are mixing everything with plastic, all that solid waste. People are the urban bodies, they are not able to handle the solid waste. They are mixing everything and they are burning or they are putting in the landfills. What is coming back, what I am trying to impress upon you is biomass. Any plant needs 16 elements. But we are harvesting 16 elements by way of fruits, vegetables, grains, everything, shifting to the urban area. And we are, what is coming back to the urban, from urban area to our agricultural field? Only NPK by way of fertilizer. So we are not bringing. So last 2 years, I have been requesting our finance minister also in one of the consultative group meeting. We need to encourage our farmers for composting. What is happening? Urban bodies, it may be a taluk headquarters, municipalities, metropolitans, all the big cities, they are finding very difficult to waste management. So either they are burning or they are dumping this one. So my appeal is to face that challenge. We need to encourage sorting of the solid waste management and create more of compost management, Government should support the subsidy. Instead of fertilizer subsidy, it can be reduced and it should be encouraged for composting or the organic manure. Organic manure need not be a dung from the cow, dung from the cattle. All the biomass, the vegetable waste, even the weeds and the burns, the tree, the leaf, everything, it has to go back to the soil. So that way, that we are doing for the last 4 years, we are doing in our campus, in our university campus. So that way, these are the different the things. That is why now the new concept is coming in agriculture. We are calling Paramparika Cheti or organic farming, but nowadays internationally they are calling it as a conservation agriculture. Except grain or the fodder, nothing should be taken out. All the biomass should be put back to the soil. That is the one. Most of the developed countries, they are following conservation agriculture. We are also introduced, just last week we had one webinar on conservation agriculture. This one. So it is, unless you focus on putting back, because as a botanist we know plant to grow there is 16 elements we need. But people are applying only NPK, at the most iron, zinc, and so on, 5-6 elements. What about the remaining thing? Carbon, we are not applying. Carbon only it is getting from the soil. There is no carbon in the soil. Unless there is a carbon in the soil, microbial population, microbial diversity, and there are so many microbes. See what is happening. All these days, we have been, many people, animal, there we are all putting them into the soil. And where they are going? Microorganisms, they are converting, decomposing everything back to the virgin zone. That's what we called the one of the this one is the 6 elements is one of the is the how the process is decomposition. But we need to conserve the all the biomass that is there, that we are producing in the soil, and that should be conserved. That is the most important thing. And so that way, as an agricultural scientist, my appeal, it is possible to balance, and we don't need, what is happening? We are producing that many, in fruits and vegetables and grains, nearly 10% to 15%, fruits and vegetables 25 to 40%, what we are producing, it is going waste. Because there is no proper storage, there is no proper transportation, there is no post-harvest management, there is no cold storage, and we are poor in handling the post-harvest losses. 2 years back, Nitin Gadkari ji has came to our convocation. He was telling India is facing not the problem of production, but the problem of surplus. We need to. That's why now we need to give more attention to focus on. We are always telling a penny earned, penny saved is penny earned. So that way we need to save the food that we are producing. We need to give more focus on that. So we don't need that much. And every year we are putting into the warehouse corporations, food corporations of India and all. You go and see the conditions of the warehouses. It is not proper. And in the public distribution system, after 2 years, we are giving the junk, that's the spoiled food. Instead of that, we need to focus on that. So I think environmental safety is not individual responsibility. My appeal to all of the citizens, all of the farmers, all those who are in agriculture, let us behave responsibly. Responsibility. We should, each action of ours should be, we should think how if it is affecting our environment, how it is affecting the carbon footprint, how it is affecting this one. So we shall request all the farmers, convince all the farmers not to burn anything in the field, so that we can reduce the carbon emission, carbon dioxide emission. And also there is even in the rice cultivation, there is a methane. Methane gas is also one of the culprit for the greenhouse gases, and which increases the emission. So instead of flooding, it is better. There is a possibility of dry land or the rice cultivation without puddling, they can reduce the methane emission. Of course, with the animal husbandry, even the rumen methane is there. It is inevitable. But it is instead of burning the dung, methane, instead of putting it into this one, we can produce the gobar gases, and that methane can be used in our kitchen. We have shown the demonstration in our own farmers, and the dung which is, instead of putting out this one, you convert that into the methane, use it in the kitchen, gobar gas, and after that the slurry can be used for decomposing the manure and make an excellent compost. So we have developed an integrated farming system model. Our farmers, farming in India is not only growing few crops. Farming in India includes animal husbandry. There is a balance. And that's why our people say Gomutra, Panchagavya, all these things are important. But there is a very less research happened there. And now all the 4 agricultural universities of Maharashtra, we are focusing on organic farming, and also for government of Maharashtra has given the funds for that. We are focusing on that. And we are finding some data. We have to accumulate some data before recommendation to the farmers. What are the constituent of compost? What are the constituent of Bijamruta, Jivamruta, all those things. There is a research is needed on that. So that way, it is better. My request to government always is reduce your fertilizer subsidy, enhance the give subsidy for those who are going for composting, manuring, green manuring. So that way, that is needed, and also we should reduce the air pollution, and also we should conserve the groundwater, and also we need to reduce the climate change, global warming. Unless we wake up now, it is very difficult in future to take up this one. Otherwise, it will go very out of this one, especially in this COVID situation. And COVID, or very recently, you must have heard about the locust. The locust, the grasshopper, it comes in millions and millions, and it comes, it covers, it eats away whatever it comes in the one. It is being, there was a threat for Maharashtra also, but it has taken a direction. It has gone to the Rajasthan direction. We are facing that problem anytime. So all these are happening because of our recklessness, because of our irresponsible handling of this one. So being agricultural scientists, our responsibility to educate the farmers, this one, my appeal to all the farmers, there is a definitely, if we can plan properly our crops, our soil test, and use judiciously fertilizers or even organic manure instead of going for organic manure. And I always say for the farmers, only if there is a need, if there is a deficiency, go for fertilizer. Otherwise, it is better you can apply organic manure and you can still grow. Instead of 35 quintal, you can take 30 quintals. You can forego 5 quintals, but not increasing because we are producing enough. Today, the quality of the produce is also concerned. That's why people are telling Vishamukta Anna. That's what they are telling. Good food we need to produce, and we are having somewhere we have erred in the past that because of our recklessness, fertilizer and excess use of pesticide, even the cancer, the patients and the concern in the country is increasing. We need to be very careful in going for that. So that way, I think all of us should work together. And I think I'm taken more time with this one. I appeal to all the participants. Let us celebrate this Environment Day not only on June 5th. Let us behave this whole year and see that let us keep our environmental safely. How we got our environment, our lands from our ancestors, we should give it to our next generation. That is our responsibility because we have only one earth. And this earth is, we have shared more than 200 countries we have shared, and we are this one, unless otherwise the natural calamities are bound to happen. If at all we want to reduce these natural calamities, either floods or this one or the cyclones, everything, we need to take care of the environment. It is because just I was today, it is time for nature. Nature is in crisis. So that way we need to take care of the nature. Then nature will take care of all of us. With these words, I once again thank to Dr. Patil for giving an opportunity to share some of my thought as an agricultural scientist on this environmental day. And still there are so many other topics which even the marine area, overfishing, and the transportation area, urbanization, and this one. See, Mumbai. See, the entire world, entire India, Maharashtra is almost touching 80,000 COVID population. It is why we have been not able to control this one. And you mean Maharashtra is only Mumbai? What is the see urbanization? There is a very much imbalance. I think as an agricultural scientist, I am only restricting to agriculture and challenges of agriculture for environment. And this one, my appeal: this please stay safe, because we need to win over the corona, and corona is again because of the Krishna, and people are telling it has come from bad, and Krishna, it has whatever it may be, we are facing it. We need to live with that, and we need to live. We have to develop our own immunity system, and unless we develop our immunity system, and Krishna, it is very difficult to eradicate in very nearly in 1 or 2 or 3 months, unless we some vaccine is found for that. Till that, we have to live with the corona. We have to live with this our nature, and we should not further deteriorate our environment to spoil, and we should take care in future. With these words, thank you very much for giving me this one. Whatever possible in my this one, I shared, and let us discuss in some other place what are the systematic way of approaching and giving the farmers and all. And you are most welcome to agriculture university, our university. Anybody wants to have either organic farming, what is the safe farming, what is the safe level of use of fertilizer, pesticide, all those things, without any ill effect of this one, how to make agriculture. We will teach you, we will give you. It is possible to make agriculture a profitable venture with little common sense and also little responsibility. It is possible to feed this country. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Thank you, sir. Busy boss. Busy boss. Busy boss, unmute करा. बोलो. Busy boss, unmute yourself.
Respected Dr. K.P. Vishwanath sir, we are proud to have you as a Vice Chancellor and the son of a farmer, having such a highest post at Agricultural University, Rauri, Maharashtra. Sir has given us various challenges which all of us are facing in the entire India, about burning, about air pollution, about water pollution, and sir has also given about global warming and deforestation. These are the challenges farmers as well as all of us are facing. It is not an individual duty of anybody. It is the duty of the society to preserve the earth, preserve our land, to farming in a safer manner, so that the chemical fertilizers cannot be used in a more quantity. Sir, you have given us your valuable time and accepted to speak to this symposia. I once again thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I also thank from our botany department as well as our college, Maharaj JP Valvi Arts, Science, Commerce College, Dharga. Thank you very much.
धन्यवाद सर. धन्यवाद.
Thank you. Thank you.